Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre split up over the holidays. They did. That is such a hot couple gone to waste. They are so, together. They were so beautiful. They dated less than a year. But here's the part that took me out. Women are already flooding Aaron's comments, trying to get his attention because he posted a very, very fine as hell picture of himself.
Y'all, the internet just exploded and nobody saw this coming. Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre, the couple everyone thought was untouchable, have reportedly called it quits, and the chaos that followed is straight up wild. Less than a year together, glamorous red carpet appearances, PDA-filled posts, and suddenly, it's over. Fans are still reeling because just weeks ago, Teyana was singing his praises, calling him her apple pie, and now Aaron drops a single photo, and the comments section goes absolutely insane. Women flooding in, asking if he's taking applications for his single life, offering shoulders to cry on, and throwing themselves at him like a frenzy. It's a total digital feeding frenzy, and people are losing it. Here's the kicker. Insiders are whispering that this relationship might have never been real. PR move? Boosting profiles? Strategic appearances for maximum exposure? That's what some sources are saying. Aaron, the guy who always looks too perfect, too composed, may never have been emotionally invested. He's showing up at Oscars, posing for photos, but emotionally distant, cold, untouchable. Fans started noticing the gaps, missing birthday posts, vanishing from public events, body language shifting from warm to icy. Rumors aren't stopping there. Some claim Aaron's type has always leaned in certain directions, while others say he's been linked to surprising names behind the scenes. And remember Teyana's post-divorce vulnerability? Her first public romance since splitting from Iman Shumpert, emotionally significant, now possibly exploited for visibility, hype, and career leverage. Now the internet is divided. Some fans believe feelings faded naturally, others scream PR stunt from day one. And the burning question still remains, was Aaron ever really invested in Teyana, or was she just another step on his rise to international stardom? Buckle up, because the story is far from over, and the truth is about to hit harder than anyone imagined.
So one comment said, "We heard you're single now, you taking any applications?" Another said, "If you ever need a shoulder to cry on." Another woman said, "If you need a friend to talk to, I'm here." But I gotta say this, ladies, come on now. Y'all not even giving this a mourning period. It's like sharks smelling blood in the water. All kind of sharks going after this man. Old sharks.
Buckle up, because what just hit the internet is pure chaos. Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre, the couple everyone thought was untouchable, flawless, and stylish, have reportedly split, and the fallout is nothing short of explosive. The news came after the holidays, and fans were left gasping. Less than a year together, yet one post from Aaron, a single attractive photo, and suddenly his comments section is flooded. Women pouring in, asking, single? Taking applications. Others offering a shoulder to cry on. The online frenzy is insane, relentless, and merciless. The shock isn't just in the breakup itself. Just weeks before, Teyana publicly praised Aaron, calling him her apple pie. They were red carpet perfection, showing up together at glamorous events, looking untouchable. And now, gone. The question burning in everyone's mind, was any of this relationship real, or was it a carefully curated illusion? Insiders say it might have been more show than substance, a PR stunt designed to boost profiles, garner attention, and dominate social media feeds. Aaron allegedly never fully invested emotionally. He appeared only when necessary, Oscars, photo ops, public appearances, and remained distant, cold, and unengaged when the cameras weren't rolling. Fans noticed subtle cracks, missing birthday posts, fewer appearances, and a shift in body language that went from warm to chillingly indifferent. Meanwhile, online rumors exploded. Some claimed Aaron's preferences leaned toward white women, others linked him to a trans man. The speculation intensified, feeding a digital wildfire of gossip. Digging deeper, the dating rumors first surfaced in early 2025, but confirmation was always elusive. Aaron is notoriously private. Before Teyana, his name had been tied to Lori Harvey and actress Jessica Hardwick. Jessica's role is crucial. She allegedly warned Teyana that Aaron might never be serious, that the relationship could be more about visibility than genuine connection, even claiming that Teyana wasn't Aaron's type. For Teyana, this was a deeply significant relationship. Her first public romance after divorcing Iman Shumpert in 2023, it carried weight. Their unconventional separation, amicable, no cheating claims, continued co-parenting, and business partnership set the stage for high expectations. Financial settlements and public attention fueled speculation. Some theorized Aaron stepped back to avoid potential pitfalls similar to Amon's past, navigating fame and career strategy with calculated precision. Fans also pointed to practical obstacles, busy schedules, long-distance challenges, and non-stop travel that naturally strained the relationship. Yet the strongest theory remains: the entire relationship was a PR move from day one. Aaron appeared only for high-visibility moments. The rest of the time, he was absent, leaving Teyana in the public spotlight while maintaining his distance. Social media buzzed. They never looked real. Looks like the contract ended. Aaron's past low-profile romances, like with Australian model Hannah Hurst, feel more genuine because they were private, low-key, shielded from media frenzy. Teyana, in contrast, is a powerhouse celebrity, outspoken, visible, influential. Many fans now speculate that she might have been unwittingly used as a stepping stone, especially as Aaron's career surged with his role as young Mufasa in Disney's Lion King prequel. As the breakup quietly unfolded, fan opinions split. Some believe feelings were genuine but faded over time. Others insist it was a calculated, publicity-driven chapter that served its purpose and ended.
So I looked at her profile, and her name is attorney Simone Redwine. Simone Redwine is an injury attorney who's been on ABC, Fox, and the Oprah Winfrey Network. And attorney Simone, I look up to you.
The burning question remains: was Aaron ever truly invested in Teyana, or was this all part of a master plan to leverage her fame for career momentum? Every action, every appearance, every red carpet smile now reads like a carefully curated narrative. Fans scour social media for clues, dissect body language, analyze posts, and compare interactions. Every deleted story, every missed birthday post, every subtle shift becomes ammunition in a digital investigation. Online, the debate rages. Was this emotional manipulation, opportunistic behavior, or simply the natural outcome of two careers pulling them apart? Sources suggest that while Aaron maximized visibility, Teyana poured emotional energy, making her heartbreak almost inevitable. The narrative of high glamour and perfect coupling cracks when we see behind the scenes, absence, distance, and carefully controlled appearances. Rumors continue to swirl. Some insiders suggest Aaron's relationships have always had a publicity angle, while his emotional investments remain minimal. Others highlight Teyana's vulnerability, the first major public romance post-divorce, positioning her as both a star and a target in this media-fueled spectacle. The patterns are chilling: appearances timed for maximum exposure, posts designed for virality, personal investments seemingly secondary. Fans note the contrast between Aaron's behavior with Teyana and past low-key relationships. While Hannah Hurst remained off the radar, Teyana is always in the spotlight, amplifying scrutiny, tension, and eventual heartbreak. The strategy seems obvious to some. Teyana becomes the instrument through which Aaron maintains fame and media relevance, while he remains largely untouchable. The public continues to question the authenticity of every smile, every affectionate post, every media appearance. Social media threads explode with analysis, speculation, and debate, some sympathetic to Teyana, others critical, others outright conspiracy theorists. Everyone agrees on one thing: this breakup is far more than a personal matter. It's a lesson in celebrity PR, emotional investment, and the ruthless mechanics of fame. Even now, the final question remains unresolved, haunting fans and followers alike. Did Aaron ever care? Or was Teyana simply another step in a meticulously calculated climb to stardom? Following the shock of Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre's split, the story only gets darker and more tangled. What initially appeared as a high-profile breakup now reads like a carefully orchestrated narrative, where every post, every appearance, and every comment holds a hidden layer. The public fascination isn't just about the end of the romance. It's about what it reveals about influence, manipulation, and the power dynamics behind the glitz and glam. Aaron's sudden reemergence online after the breakup sparked waves of speculation. Fans noted how his posts were meticulously timed, as if to remind the world he's still untouchable, still relevant, still in control. Yet, behind this carefully curated persona, whispers began surfacing. Insiders suggested that Aaron's motives weren't purely about personal relationships, but about strategic career maneuvers. Was Teyana merely collateral in his carefully managed image? Social media exploded with discussions, many pointing out the stark contrast between public gestures and private reality. Teyana's vulnerability after the split, contrasted against Aaron's calculated online presence, raised troubling questions. Who was really invested, and who was playing a game? Observers began piecing together timelines, analyzing posts, events, and statements, and the picture they painted was both messy and deliberate.
Pierre was too fine. See, ladies, this is what you get. And this is why I say, this is why you gotta get an ugly man. Or even not an ugly man, you gotta get a medium ugly man. You got to get a man with a great personality. Because see, when you get a man like Aaron Pierre with that height, those eyes, the cheekbones, the abs, you're going to have to deal with all of this, the women circling around. But if you date a medium ugly man, your girlfriends are not sliding into your DMs. They keep fighting for y'all to be together. You get a medium ugly man, your girlfriends are like, girl, that man loves you. You can work it out. That's what happened.
Honestly, watching how Aaron acts after the breakup, it's wild. He's posting pictures, smiling, interacting with fans, but there's no depth. You can tell he's protecting something, his image, his career. Teyana? She's exposing her emotions, her heartbreak. It's like watching two parallel realities collide, one real, one manufactured. And people need to see that. As speculation grew, multiple theories began to emerge. Some fans suggested the breakup was influenced by external pressures, career ambitions, or even contractual obligations tied to Aaron's rising stardom. Others posited that Teyana's outspoken nature and public influence made her too high risk for Aaron at this stage in his career. The narrative, however, was far from settled. Every new post or comment from either party reignited online debates, turning social media into a 24/7 rumor mill. Adding fuel to the fire, insiders revealed that Teyana had confided in close friends that she felt blindsided. According to her, there were subtle signs leading up to the split: missed calls, vague texts, and unexplained absences from public events. These small actions, when combined, painted a larger picture, one where Teyana's emotional investment far outweighed Aaron's apparent engagement. Public scrutiny intensified with comparisons to Aaron's past relationships. Fans dissected every appearance with former partners like Hannah Hurst or Lori Harvey, noting how his behavior differed sharply from the Teyana chapter. Where previous relationships were private, low profile, and low drama, Teyana's story played out on a public stage, amplified by paparazzi, social media, and fan obsession. This stark contrast only reinforced theories that Aaron's investment was strategic, not emotional. Meanwhile, the post-breakup period saw Teyana taking a more cautious approach to her public persona. Observers noted her careful selection of media interactions, her measured social media posts, and her avoidance of direct commentary on Aaron. Yet, even in restraint, her influence radiated. Fans and insiders alike began questioning Aaron's motives, fueling speculation that the breakup was less about compatibility and more about control. Insiders close to the couple also suggested that Aaron's career trajectory played a central role. His involvement in high-profile projects, like the Lion King prequel as young Mufasa, coincided with his strategic distancing from Teyana. The timing, sources say, was too precise to be coincidental, a clear indication of calculated image management. Teyana's friends reportedly voiced concern about the public fallout, worried that her emotional exposure was being exploited for online virality. Yet, even as fans sympathized with Teyana, discussions around Aaron's motives deepened. Rumors spread of manipulation, hidden agendas, and possible professional conflicts influencing the personal sphere. Adding a further twist, a secondary circle of insiders claimed that Teyana had begun receiving warnings from mutual acquaintances even before the split, suggesting that Aaron's intentions might have been questioned internally long before the public ever knew. Some of these voices alleged that Teyana was unknowingly being used to maintain Aaron's high-profile visibility while he pursued career advancements behind the scenes. The public, naturally, is divided. Some viewers argue that feelings were real, but that external pressures and busy schedules eroded the relationship. Others assert that the entire romance was orchestrated, a controlled PR chapter designed to benefit Aaron's career trajectory. As the debate rages online, every interaction, every post, and every subtle gesture is analyzed, annotated, and dissected for hidden meanings. The narrative took an even darker turn when speculations about Aaron's personal preferences and past associations resurfaced. Rumors linked him to relationships with trans men, and whispers of selectivity regarding partners further complicated the online discourse. Fans pored over old photos, interviews, and posts, creating a virtual dossier that suggested the breakup might have been both inevitable and orchestrated. Social media experts noted that the Teyana Aaron chapter illustrates a larger phenomenon in celebrity culture: the collision between emotional authenticity and strategic persona management. Every move, every public-facing interaction, becomes fodder for online dissection, magnifying the intensity of public reaction. In this case, the divide is stark: Teyana's heartbreak and vulnerability versus Aaron's polished, calculated public presence. The fallout also extends to media coverage. Analysts observed how traditional outlets, gossip blogs, and independent commentators have all seized on the drama, weaving narratives that mix speculation with fact. The story has become a case study in modern celebrity exposure: how personal relationships are weaponized, consumed, and manipulated for virality, sometimes at the expense of the individuals involved. The saga of Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre has reached a crescendo. What began as a shocking breakup has morphed into a labyrinth of intrigue, emotional betrayal, and the ruthless mechanics of celebrity culture. Fans, insiders, and the media alike are now asking the same haunting question. Was this ever about love, or was it always about control, strategy, and image? Following weeks of speculation, social media debates, and leaked insider details, the story has turned into a full-blown public investigation. Every social media post, every subtle comment, and every public appearance is analyzed as if it contains hidden codes. The divide between the private reality and the public facade has never been clearer, and the public is desperate for answers. Aaron Pierre's calculated distancing after the breakup has fueled rumors that he never intended to be emotionally present. Observers note how his online persona remained polished, highly curated, and almost untouchable, a stark contrast to Teyana's emotional openness and vulnerability. Fans and insiders alike began tracing his patterns, revealing a man whose career and public image appear prioritized above all else. Sources close to Teyana confirmed that in private conversations, she expressed feelings of confusion and betrayal. The relationship, according to her, wasn't just ending, it was unraveling in a way that made her question her own judgment. Small details, like missing birthday messages, canceled appearances, and distant body language, created cracks that widened into a chasm, leaving Teyana emotionally exposed while Aaron remained strategically opaque.
To make the comment. So I just say give him a little bit, give it a little mourning period because we were so into it, and let the apple pie cool off.
Watching this unfold, you realize how much of it was performative. Aaron's presence was always controlled. The smiles, the photos, the public appearances, everything was designed. Meanwhile, Teyana's real emotions were on full display, and the public saw that. You can't fake heartbreak, and that's exactly why the story blew up the way it did. The revelations only intensified as insiders began piecing together the subtle, but deliberate ways Aaron may have leveraged the relationship for personal gain. Observers note that Teyana, while powerful and influential, was potentially used as a tool for visibility, particularly during periods where Aaron was ascending in high-profile projects like the Disney Lion King prequel. Fans began scrutinizing old footage, interviews, and social media content, comparing Teyana's authentic vulnerability to Aaron's strategically timed public interactions. Every red carpet appearance, every joint interview, and every Instagram story suddenly carried new weight. Analysts suggest that these moments were less about mutual affection and more about visibility, positioning, and timing, a calculated dance of influence under the guise of romance. Insiders also claim that Teyana confided in close friends that Aaron's emotional detachment wasn't a new development. According to sources, subtle manipulations and controlled interactions were part of his pattern, a professional detachment masked as casual charm. In essence, Teyana's genuine emotions contrasted sharply with Aaron's performative consistency, creating a tension that fueled online speculation. Public discourse around the split escalated further when previous patterns in Aaron's relationships resurfaced. Comparisons to former partners like Hannah Hurst and Lori Harvey highlighted the differences. Prior relationships were private, discreet, and contained, while Teyana's story was loudly public, emotionally intense, and highly visible. These contrasts reinforce the idea that Aaron's involvement with Teyana was carefully structured for maximum public effect, not genuine connection. As the public tried to understand the breakup, theories emerged about external pressures influencing Aaron's decisions. Career obligations, contract stipulations, and even long-distance logistics reportedly played a role, but insiders suggest these were secondary to strategic image management. Aaron's highly publicized work schedule, film commitments, and career trajectory coincided suspiciously with his distancing from Teyana, implying deliberate planning rather than circumstantial drift. Meanwhile, Teyana's emotional narrative became the story that fans, media outlets, and online forums latched onto. Her heartbreak, vulnerability, and candid reflections on the relationship humanized her in a way that Aaron's polished public persona never could. Analysts note that Teyana's openness created an emotional magnet, drawing public sympathy and magnifying Aaron's calculated absence. Social media erupted with debates and discussions. Fans dissected Instagram stories, compared old interviews, and speculated on hidden messages. Some argued the breakup was inevitable due to incompatible priorities, while others insisted that Aaron orchestrated the public drama to maintain his rising celebrity momentum. Rumors proliferated, some tying Aaron's personal preferences and alleged prior associations to his detachment, others suggesting a carefully scripted public performance designed to manipulate perception. The narrative reached a fever pitch when insider sources alleged that Teyana had begun receiving subtle warnings from friends even before the breakup. These early cautions suggested that Aaron's intentions may have been questioned internally long before the public became aware. Allegedly, Teyana's friends saw patterns of behavior consistent with professional detachment, controlled interactions, and calculated emotional distance, signs that Aaron's public charm may have masked deeper strategic motives. As the investigation into public perception deepened, analysts observed a phenomenon increasingly common in celebrity culture: the blurring line between personal and professional, private and public, authentic and orchestrated. Teyana's heartbreak, juxtaposed against Aaron's controlled public image, became a microcosm of this larger phenomenon. Every gesture, post, and interaction was scrutinized for evidence of authenticity, manipulation, or both. The fallout extended to mainstream and independent media outlets. Gossip blogs, news portals, and social media commentators amplified the story, mixing verified details with speculation, creating a multi-layered narrative that left audiences questioning reality. The story evolved into more than a simple breakup. It became a cautionary tale about trust, transparency, and the mechanics of influence in celebrity culture. Analysts argue that the breakup's public intensity was magnified by Teyana's status as a vocal, outspoken, and influential celebrity. Where Aaron had previously maintained low-key relationships, Teyana's openness and public visibility ensured that every detail of the split became viral content. The contrast between the emotional authenticity of Teyana and the carefully curated detachment of Aaron drove engagement, discussions, and speculation to unprecedented levels. As the part unfolds, one chilling conclusion emerges. The Teyana-Aaron chapter illustrates a dual reality: emotional investment on one side, strategic performance on the other. Interviews, insider leaks, and public analysis suggest that while Teyana's vulnerability was real, Aaron's actions were guided by calculation, career strategy, and image management. The resulting story is a collision of heartbreak and manipulation, visibility and control, leaving fans and observers struggling to separate fact from performance. Ultimately, the question remains unanswered: was Aaron ever truly invested in Teyana, or was the entire relationship a meticulously staged chapter for career momentum and public visibility? As social media continues to dissect every post, every appearance, and every public statement, the story lives on, unresolved, tense, and impossible to ignore. This saga of heartbreak, manipulation, and celebrity strategy underscores the ruthless dynamics of modern fame, where emotions are public property, every action is analyzed, and every gesture is a potential headline. Teyana Taylor's heartbreak and Aaron Pierre's controlled detachment are not just a breakup, they're a masterclass in modern celebrity narrative, leaving the public enthralled, shocked, and still demanding answers.